Hey everyone, and welcome to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show that I do live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time pretty much every Friday, other than one or two throughout the entire year, where everybody joins in the chat, like all the 15 people who are here right now. Holy crap. And we talk about what happened in the last week in the world of BMX. So we got a ton of people in the chat. Huck Karinsky, Travis Schramm, Old Fat Guy BMX, Antonio from Cleveland, Travis Schramm again. The scene's not dead. Noah McBride's in here. Who else we got? Brandon Weaver, the Weaver family. Soul Doubt is in here. Paul Nanny, Eric Stahl. Everybody's in the chat, and I appreciate all of you. JDA, we got the members only club going on in here with JDA for 14 months. Thank you for the direct support. That's where the green names and the custom emojis come from. So with that being said, let's get into the news this week. First thing we have to talk about is something I've been meaning to talk about for a couple weeks now and keep forgetting about, and that is the Splendid video by Cheeky Monkey BMX. This video has names like Alan Sibley, Simon Tabaron, and Owen Clegg in there, and we have the sections already uploaded from Alan Sibley as well as Simon Tabaron and Dave Wall, guy that I talked about previously who did the turn down to other turn down in one jump. And Owen Clegg, I think, is coming soon, but check these out if you want to see these guys. And their riding is great, so they're a little bit shorter videos. They're not in order fully this week by length, but normally I talk about the videos in the order that they are lengthwise. Alan Sibley is incredible. The beginning footage from this is him, I don't know when this would have been, the 80s? Literally in the 80s. And then we fast forward to 2021 and 2022 where he's doing, a X-up thing, whatever that was, to turn down and blast in airs and doing huge, crazy tech stuff like that, whatever you want to call that. Killing it. Simon Tabaron, everybody knows that he went through what he went through previously. I believe it was that he went through having a stroke. Now he's riding again and killing it. He had a video that came out previously. Now there's this. There may be some overlap in footage. I couldn't fully tell and didn't have time to compare, but it doesn't matter. Go check this out. Dave Wall video, going fast, doing tricks like this, knack, turn down, and killing it. 1896 looks like. Yeah, probably. Then we get into the actual order of videos from shortest to longest this week. We've got part 2 of Benjamin Hudson's It's Okay video. This is a flatland one for anybody who wants flatland this week. Last week we had a ton of flatland. We still got some more this week. And there's 26 people in here. God dang. Thank you guys for tuning in. Then we got a video from Merritt with Dan Crook, who rides for Merritt now. All of your normal Dan Crook riding in here. Killing it, doing pegs hard threes and crazy combinations and tail whips out of things that don't make any sense. And it's a good video if you're into his style of riding. Definitely well done. Then we got a video. I don't know exactly what Edgework is. It's not in the title. It might be Edgework BMX is what posted this. Maybe I should have done a little bit of research there. But Edgework, support from Edgework, Unity Ride Shop, and Feeble Life Wax Co. Chandler Golden is the name that kind of went away in BMX for a little bit and is now back, killing it, maybe harder than ever before. Dude is a savage. We'll just click through one clip, get to a clip here. Here's, riding down that into sand. We'll watch this. Bar spinning up a 4-stair, doing some crank flips. Is that a switch tail whip? Just saying, dude kills it. And if you don't remember him, go and check this out. More news, more BMX news. Was that a bar-to-bar back? Oh my God, feeble bar-to-bar back. Dude's a savage. Check it out. Then we've got Anthony Quadros. This is getting a little bit longer here. This is 4.5 minutes with Anthony Quadros, the X-Up ride king in BMX right now. I'm calling it. I'm saying it. It's the truth. And there's one example. There's so many examples. This dude will literally air a quarter pipe and land in an X-Up ride and then do something crazy out. It's amazing, and if you haven't heard of him, he rides for Work BMX, and it is worth checking out. Louis Colacion put this one together, and I think it's worth it. Where's Tim? Where's Tim what? Boom, look at that. 30 viewers and only 2 thumbs up. I think you got to refresh, Stoney. There's 13 on my end. So check this video out. It's almost 5 minutes long. Then this kid, I think I've talked about a video from him before, Saul Villar. The production of this video is just on a whole nother level. Person who put it together is Alberto Cortez. It's just amazing. From the drone footage to the B-roll stuff. I mean, the subtle shadow hub insert there. Yeah, Tech Bike Co shirt. Shout that out real quick. But everything about this is just so well put together, and the kid is so good at riding too. Does it say how old he is? He just turned 15 years old. And the production value of this one is so great. I thoroughly enjoy seeing stuff like this where people go all out and just make an incredible video. I've said incredible too many times at this point. Go watch this one if you're into the video side of things. So good. Then we got another Flatland video with Ephraim Catlow. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but this is in celebration of 14 years of Flat Matters, and it's called Somewhere Between Storming and Norming, and it's 5 minutes of Flatland. So if you're into Flatland, this is the one to check out after you watch the previous, which was a bit shorter. So the Flat Matters website, if you don't know, we'll pull it up real quick and give them a shout out. Flat Matters Online, to document, share, and progress. So Flat Matters is a Flatland based website. So if you want to see only Flatland riding, this is where you go to check it out. Then we've got a video called Return of the Narcotics, with Nar being like shred the Nar. And it says that it's been a while since the Narcotics crew in Canada have released a video, but after some time, they've got a new mix featuring all of these guys here that they put together. And yeah, after 5 years, they're back. So check this one out if you recognize any of those names, or you want to see something from people maybe you don't know of. Next up, I just linked all of Animal Bike's videos on their YouTube channel for this one because they uploaded, I don't know if it's in its entirety yet, but they're uploading all of the Widget sections from their video that came out in 2020. So you got Jordan Hango, name that we talked about last night with Chris Moeller, James Peace, Damian Cespedes, Ryan Howard, a mixed section with all these guys, Rat Kid's in there, George Duran's in there, another mixed section featuring all of those guys plus more because it's cut off, another mixed section with all these people, Ralph is in here, then Augustin, I hope I said that right, somebody let me know how you actually pronounce that name, Austin with a G after the A, Gutierrez, and there will be more if there's more, but check that out if you want the animal vibe of street riding and everything that comes with that. So I linked their whole YouTube channel and videos so that you can see all of them at the same time rather than just individually clicking on them. Then we get into the interview type stuff. Source BMX with Van Homan have a bike check with Rim Nakamura coming out today at noon Eastern Standard Time. So that's linked below if you want to check it out. Then we have an interview that I did with Kink BMX newest rider, Louis Figelstaller. This kid is the truth. He can ride, he can 360 this spine, and then he'll turn around, go into the grind room, and do a bar gap to feeble to opposite bar out in the same session. Kid kills it. Really nice dude. And I think if you haven't heard of him yet, you could check out the interview here that I did with him, talking about who he is, where he's from, who he rides with, the scene. And we did a little quick look at the parts on his bike, talking about the geometry and why he chose what he did. So check it out if you want to learn more about him. Then we get into the podcasts from this week. First, we've got Canode Nose with Rat Boy. Legendary name. And he definitely did this one justice, asking all the right stuff, talking about all the things that I'm sure people wanted to hear, and it was a fantastic listen. It's over 2 hours long, almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. Did I say his name wrong, or did somebody type it wrong? Either way, Rat Boy on Canode Knows, such a great listen. And then we've got the Unclicked Podcast 2.0 with Chris Moeller. Chris Moeller on this one is always fantastic. The first one got everybody talking, and he said so many things I think people needed to hear, and just very great podcast. And this follow-up is great as well. And then last night, or yesterday, I did a podcast with Chris Moeller as well. We talked for over 3 hours. 3 hours and 20 minutes is how long we talked yesterday. Then 2.5 hours on the Unclicked podcast. So there is literally almost 6 hours with Chris Moeller that came out this week for you guys to listen to. And there's too many good topics to name. They have everything listed on the description of the Unclicked one as to what they talked about. Oh, maybe they didn't. Okay, just kidding. Normally they have timestamps, but I guess they didn't do it this time. Either way, industry, riders, pay, seats, skunks, Panera Bread. Just so much good stuff. And I thoroughly enjoyed talking with Chris because he has such in-depth knowledge about BMX and the industry and everything to do with it, from being involved with S&M for so long, that it's just constant learning and insight. And I think if you want to hear raw, like, truth and speaking about BMX, this is where you go and check it out, with between both of these. And we started the what is called now More BMX by talking about if there was anything that he felt like he wanted to say after the Unclicked, after listening to it and after it's been out for a few days. And there was quite a lot of stuff that came up there, so it's like a direct follow-up to the Unclicked one, and then we get into talking about a lot of other stuff. So on that note, the last thing that we should check out, which I completely spaced on, was the Bloom BMX. They have an interview up with Minoto Oiki from Japan. Quick questions, so lots of those questions like what we talked about before. I will have that linked last in the description because it's the last thing that we talked about. And that is it for this week. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Go check out the Moeller thing. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we had freaking 100 people in there at one time. So I appreciate all of you guys. There's still 30 people in here listening. There's a whole chat that happened an hour before the news even started this week. So get here early next time. Let's chat. I was here late, but everybody was in there chatting, and it looked like it was cool. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see